So this is a preview of my game, actually a prototype of my game, entitled Cyberville, The Case of the Phantom Hacker. The main idea behind this game is for us to try and stop Phantom, which is a malicious individual in the game, from actually destroying the city with different cyber attacks, right? So here I would have incorporated a few graphics, buttons and questions, and many other interactive elements in this game just to ensure that the users or the players within this game will have a good time pretty much using the platform. All right, so they would start by clicking on the start button. Right, the image at the background was designed and added as a background here. So Genially allows us to add our background images. It has a library that you can choose images from, and you can also add your own text and so on. Right, so it's a platform that gives us a lot there. It's pretty much like a PowerPoint as well. So there are different slides with different triggers or buttons there, which open up different elements as you go throughout the game, right? So this actually took a lot of time. To be honest, if you can see, there are about 70 plus slides there, if not more. So yeah, so there were 77 slides there, and there were some others which I attempted to add, but you know, yeah, I didn't bother to use those. All right, so let's do a quick preview of this game. All right, so in preview mode, the user would see the welcome screen, and they would be able to click on that start button, which brings them to the first mission that they would be taking on throughout this game. Right, so there are about three main characters in this game. There is Director Chen, which is the director for Cyberville, pretty much, or the security boss for Cyberville. And then there is Agent Vega, right? She's the one that is doing most of the investigations throughout this game. So pretty much Detective Vega is actually who the user is going to be mimicking. All right, so different dialogues are given there as to what the missions are about and what is happening in the game. All right, and there are buttons there that brings the user to different points throughout the game. And all throughout the game, there is this pause button that brings the user back to their home page, so they can always restart the game if necessary. All right, so click on Start Game, skip through the scenarios, and as you read the scenarios, we can also see the points of interactions there as well, so we can see which elements we can actually click on to jump to, or what elements of this game are actually interactive. Alright, so we'll go through. After each scenario, we'll have different questions. There's also sound in the background as well, as you'll hear. Right, and points are given as well based on the correct answers that are given. Right, and there's also feedback given as well on each question. Alright, so let me jump back home and exit this preview mode. So again, there are about 70 slides here, and if I should go closer to the end, right, there's a final mission. So in total, there are about 5 missions which the user would need to complete, and the main goal of the game again is to actually catch Phantom and stop him before he destroys the city, right? So the user is required to have at least some basic understanding of cybersecurity, but right, they will also learn a lot as they go throughout these lessons as well. Another thing to point out, there's also timers which are assigned to different question types. So we have matching questions, multiple choice questions, branching scenarios, and many others that you will see in the link that will be shared. And as you go through that, right, I want to share with you my final screen. All right, so this is a final screen that they would end up on. So after they have completed the mission, they would have gotten a badge. Um, they would have been given as well a briefing as to how they would have performed and what skills they would have learned throughout this game. So in reality, this game is really there to ensure that users become aware of different cyber threats that are out there, and as they go through the game, right, they also learn of those threats and how to identify those threats, and also how to deal with those threats as well. All right, so at the end, we'd complete that mission, but there's a twist to it, right? There's one final question which the users would need to answer, right? So they would need to make a choice whether or not there are no more threats in cyberspace, because again, this game is not able to cover all the threats that are out there, right? So we don't want to see them making a final decision and to actually leave this game knowing that yes, there are other threats out there that they need to be aware of, right? And they can keep pursuing those threats and seeing or learning more about those threats to see exactly what they are. Alright, so this is a graphical person right, and we can click on that home button and we're back home. Alright, so I really hope that you enjoy going through this game and you will learn a lot from this as well. Alright, thank you and looking forward to your feedback.